Hey, what's up, gang? Welcome back to the channel. It is Kay, your spiritual witch, your astrologer, numerologist, and all-round friend. So what's going on in the cosmos this week? We are about to have the last full moon in Gemini for 2021. So if you are a Gemini, get ready to step into your personal power, because this literally is going to be your week for all of us, everybody else. Even if you're not a Gemini, it's still a very powerful week because there are 4 key things that we can take from this moon. So as I said, it is the last one for the year. It will happen on the 18th of December 2021 at 4:35 a.m. Now this is my local time. You can convert this to your own time, and it could be on the 19th for you as well, depending on where you are in the world. So the 4 key things to know. The first thing is the South Node and the North Node are both at 0 degrees. I will let you know why that is key. We have a stellium of Capricorn energy as well in the air. So if you are a Capricorn, this will greatly impact on you as well as everyone else. We've got the Venus and Pluto conjunction, which I did a video on this earlier this week. I'll link it down below if you want to know more details, but this is basically about transformation of our desires. And then we've got Mars conjunct the South Node. So let's break these down. First things first, the North and the South Node. So as you can see here on the screen on the left, I've pulled a chart for the day, and you've got the South Node up on the left hand side of the screen that's circled, and you've got the North Node on the right hand side of the screen that is circled. Now these are the moon's nodes, okay? Now essentially, to keep this very, very simple and basic for those of you who may not be too up on astrology knowledge, but just so it's understandable for everyone, the North Node is essentially about direction and where we should aspire to go. The South Node is where we've been. Some call it karma, some call it history, some call it, past lives if you do spiritual astrology. But they are 2 opposite ends of the spectrum, you could say. So one's about direction, where we're going, and one's about where we've already been. Now, when a planet, or even the North or the South nodes, are at 0 degrees, they've obviously just entered a sign, and this is definitely about a new chapter, a new start. And I said this before in the last video, and I've said it quite a few times. If you are someone like myself who has planets in your chart, your birth chart that is, that are at 0 degrees, this is a very, very key planet for you. And it can show you where you can always create a new start, or manifest, or become your best version of yourself in your life. And I have a planet at 0 degrees, and it's very, very true for me. But just to stick to this topic for today, we're going to have both the North and South Node at 0 degrees during this full moon. So this is the actual chart of the full moon that I've pulled, and you can see it here on the left hand side. Now the energies that we've got are Gemini. So the green symbol in the 6th house on the right hand side is in Gemini, the North Node. The South Node opposite it in the 12th house is under Sagittarius. So what we're talking about here is basically releasing something from the past, or letting go of the past, by taking on Sagittarius's energy. So Sagittarius is about freedom, adventure. They are about seeking knowledge as well. They are connected to the 9th house in astrology, which is all about knowledge. So this is essentially a chance to look back at what we've learned this year or in the recent past, and basically take what we need and let go what we don't, but move forward with Sagittarius energy, which is about adventure. Look forward to the future. Now we've got Gemini, which is leading the way. Gemini is asking us to look forward. And what is Gemini all about? Gemini is about, socializing, networking, getting out there. And I know we're in the middle of a pandemic at the time of me recording this, so I know that this is not something that I'm gonna, say that we all should go out and do and take our masks off and go crazy and what have you, because we're in a very, very well, it depends on how you view the pandemic, but it is quite a serious time, so it isn't about being reckless. But essentially, Gemini's energy is about moving forward. It is about, socializing. It is about the bigger picture. It is about getting out there. So what's happening, and when is this happening? At the end of the year. So it's about looking to the future, with making connections, moving forward, socializing. But it could be socializing online, it could be at a distance, it could be using technology, but it's definitely an energy of the bigger picture. So it's not about just staying, to yourself. It is about connection with other people, situations, places, things, because that's what Gemini is about. So this is our first real message from this full moon to know. It's about, finding that balance of letting go of the past, looking forward to a new adventure and embracing both of these energies to make the best of both worlds and create this new chapter. So the next thing, the second thing about this full moon is that we have Capricorn dominating with a stellium. Now, a stellium is when we have 3 planets or more under the influence of a sign. So as you can see down here in the second house on the screen, I've sort of highlighted the astrology sign for Capricorn, and we've got 3 planets here. We've got Mercury, the kind of turquoisey blue color. We've got Pluto, which is the brown one in the middle, and then we've got Venus on the right hand side, which is the purple color. Now, these planets are how they're behaving, or how they would normally behave, are being influenced by Capricorn's energy, which is seriousness, which is hard work, which is ambition, which is certainly no room for any kind of failure. Capricorn is a very, very hard taskmaster in terms of energy. So this energy is making these planets really think about what the hell it is they're doing, really think, and the 3 planets that we've got Mercury, which is about our thoughts and our communication. We've got Pluto, which is about transformation and change, and we've got Venus, which is about love, money, art, beauty, but essentially connection to what it is that we want. So these 3 kind of behaviors of the planets are being influenced in a way to say, hey, you know what, you need to get serious about what you're about, what you're thinking, get serious about it. Mercury, what it is that you're trying to transform and change. Pluto, get serious about it. What it is that you want to be connected to, or your desires, or your love, or your money, get serious about it. Now, keep in mind as well that this energy will be in a different part of everybody's chart, and it really does depend on where Capricorn rules in your chart. This is just a chart that I've pulled for the day, guys, so it shows in the second house. But for example, Capricorn does not rule my second house, so this would not be a financial situation for me. This would not be my financial house, and it could be the same for you. Capricorn could rule something completely different, so it won't be this part of life. So this is a key thing, and this is where I would say to everyone who watches this, or anyone who has an interest, to check the description box below, because I'm about to kick off with the Patron for 2022's whole year of astrology, where I'll be going through these key aspects and going through messages from the universe with people who want to do it based on their own personal birth charts. Because when I make these videos, I know that there's only so much I can say, and I can't personalize it, and I can't look at everybody's chart. All I can do is pull a snapshot of the sky, as I have done, and keep it very, very general. So check the description box for the Patreon link if you want to know where this could actually be for you, if you want to work like that, if you want to manifest using the cosmos. So going back to this in general terms, as I said, when we have a stellium, no matter what sign it is, it's showing us that this sign's energy and the planets are key. They are so, so, so important, whether you have a stellium in your birth chart, like I do, naturally. So that area of life is going to be key for you, in this life incarnation, or whether we have a stellium in on a day-to-day basis, like when we have an event, or, planets transit, or things what are happening like now in a full or new moon. So for all of us, we are all being directed to the area of life wherever Capricorn rules in our individual charts, and we're being asked to get our shit together, basically, and get serious with these 3 planet energies. Now, Venus and Pluto, as you can see, if you look down here on the chart, you can see that the brown planet and the purple planet, they are what we'd call conjunct. One's at 25 degrees, one's at 26 degrees. So they're quite closely conjunct, and they are going to get closer. And I did post a video maybe a few days ago now on this aspect here and how we can prepare for this. So check the description box below, because it will be there as well, because that's quite important. So let's see the third aspect. Oh, here we go. I did put it on here. So the Venus and Pluto conjunction. So although I did a longer video on this just to give you a brief overview because it is part of this full moon energy. So you can see them both here. You've got Pluto at 25 degrees, the brown planet, and you've got Venus at 26 degrees, the purple planet. Now, a conjunction, for those of you who don't know, is when two planets are in unison. They're basically working together, and I like to call it they're having a conversation, you know, to try and break it down so people can really understand how the planets are interacting. They are not opposing each other, they're not having an argument, they're not disagreeing, there's no conflict. They are literally having a conversation saying, look, how can we work together? They're working in unison. So their two energies and what they're about will come together. So you've got Pluto at 25 degrees and you've got Venus in a current place during the full moon at 26. And because she is in retrograde, you can see the retrograde by the R, the purple R that's just above Venus. She's actually going to get closer. Yeah, so, and if you want to know what retrograde means, check the video on the Venus and Pluto conjunction because I cover it more there. I won't cover it in this video because this is just about the 4 things that you need to know about the moon. So she's going to get closer to Pluto, so she's going to be having a deeper conversation with him. So the two planets together, you know, one transforms, which is Pluto, one connects you to what you want. So when you have them together having this conversation, it's about transforming our desires, transforming whatever it is that we want to be connected to. And again, as I said, wherever Capricorn's energy is in your chart, this is where you're going to have this energy. So a key thing to note about this aspect is this part of your life could really be under transformation if you want it to be. If you wanted to manifest in this part of your life, wherever this conjunction is happening, now is like a window of opportunity. And if you are a Capricorn sun sign, then obviously this is going to impact you very much directly because, you know, this aspect is going to be happening right next to, you know, wherever your sun is, because your sun is in Capricorn. So this is going to be impacting somewhere near you, providing that your sun is, you know, possibly in later degrees in Capricorn. So if you're born later in the season of Capricorn, then this might closely conjunct your sun. So if your sun's from anything, say, let's see now, from what would that be, 20, from about 17 degrees, mid degrees of Capricorn. So if you're born like towards the mid to end part of the season, then this will really, really impact on you. My earlier born Capricorns, possibly not as much because your sun might be in earlier degrees, but it will still be happening somewhere near your sun. So this is another key aspect for all of us, even if you're not a Capricorn, because we all have Capricorn in our chart. Capricorn will rule somewhere, whether it be our 5th house of romance, our 4th house of the home, our 7th house of marriage, our 10th house of career, whatever. From houses 1 to 12, we're going to have him somewhere. So this energy of transformation of what it is that we desire could really resonate in that area of life. And, you know, it would be good to know this. And this is why I'm doing this video and kind of really emphasizing this point, because this is something that's quite big and this conjunction is going to be happening for quite a while. So if you do watch the other video, you can see exactly when it ends and when it peaks as well. So let's move on to the next key thing to note. So we've also got Mars conjunct to the South Node. So if we look over here on the left hand side, where I have highlighted it, we've got the red planet here, or the red symbol, which is for Mars. It's at 4 degrees, and we've got the South Node, which we spoke about in the last slide, or the slide before, at 0 degrees. So they are both under the sign of Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is ruling this conjunction. So we know what a conjunction is now, because we know it's when two planets are working together. They're having a conversation, they're working in unison, they're having like a deep conversation about, you know, how can we, you know, come together and collaborate. So this is about our motivations, our determination, and maybe even our aggression, if you want, because that's what Mars would represent, to kind of let go of anything. And what are we letting go of? The South Node represents what? The past experiences, where we've been. So this is an opportunity to, the universe is saying, this is a real opportunity now under this full moon to let go of any past experiences or things that no longer serve you. And the sign Sag is saying, okay, let's go on this adventure. Let go of this and let's move forward. Let's go forward on this adventure. Not only that, Sag is about knowledge as well. It's a very, very spiritual, you could say, sign as well, in the sense that it rules in modern astrology over the ninth house. So this is a house of spirituality. You know, this is a house of the higher self. This is a house of philosophy and how we view life. So Sagittarius energy is here saying with these two planets, you know what? So what's your new philosophy? What do you think? What do you feel about what you've been through this year or in the recent past? And how are you letting it go? And how are you using whatever you're letting go to reshape your philosophy as you move forward into the next coming year? Because Sag is all about that. You know, Sag is all about philosophy, all about the higher self, all about, you know, looking at life from a bigger picture. It's a very, very broad-minded energy. It's not closed-minded in any way, shape or form. Like Sagittarius energy will be up for learning or understanding or knowing about anything, a bit like an Aquarius, but they really like it from a philosophical point of view. This is Sagittarius energy, whereas with an Aquarius like myself, although we are very, very knowledge dominated as well, like Sag, we are more like facts and figures and can you prove this and where's the evidence and all that kind of thing, whereas Sag may not be so caught up with all the evidence and can you prove this. They might be more interested in the theory. It's more about the theory, the philosophy of life, whereas Aquarius is more like, okay, well, what's the truth, what's the facts, what's this, what's that. So this is another beautiful aspect as well that is happening under this full moon. And again, wherever Sag rules in your chart, it will be a key area for you to reflect on. You know, the universe is obviously asking us all, depending on where this aspect will be, and what are we letting go of, what are we building a new philosophy about based on what we're letting go in order to move forward. So again, guys, anybody who's interested in looking at their own personal chart, then I do urge you to check the description box, look at the Patron links, because as I said, I can only keep this very, very general for the masses. But if you do want to go into it in more personal detail, then the chance is there too. So as I said, so they are our four aspects or our four key things to know. And when it comes to your chart, I've got them all here pinned up again. You know, Gemini sun signs. So we've got here on the right hand side, we've got the moon. You can see the symbol for the moon. You can see 27 degrees, what the moon is going to be at. And you can see the sign of Gemini by the 29. This is your personal power week. You know, you are really ending the year on a personal high. It's an opportunity to, if you are a Gemini, or if your moon's in Gemini, or even if your ascendant is Gemini, or if you have key parts of your chart in Gemini. Say for example, Gemini is ruling your 10th house and that's your area of direction in life. It's a real chance to empower this because it's under a full moon, but particularly if you are a Gemini. So the week of the 19th to the 25th, if I were you, if I were a Gemini, if I were my sister air sign Gemini, I would be using that week to manifest away. Me, I would be using that week to, you know, be doing all my rituals, doing whatever it is that I want, really working on myself and really making use of that window of opportunity as we close out the year, because it is going to be a Gemini full moon, you know, and we have that energy around for the full moon. If you are a Sag, so my lovely Sagittarius sun signs, you know, this Mars and South Node conjunction that we've got going on here, you know, this is going to really impact on you as well, directly as well. Bearing in mind, if you are born early in the Sagittarius season, you know, if you're born early into the sign, first few weeks or so, this will happen somewhere near your sun as well. So this energy of, you know, looking back, being motivated, but looking back at what you're going to let go of in order to motivate you to move forward is going to really directly affect you if it's near your sun. My later born Sagittarius is in the season. Maybe it's not so much, but yes, still, because you are a Sagittarius, but your sun may not be as close. So if your sun is, you know, within say 0 to let's see, 0 to about 8 degrees or so, you're going to be right near, it's going to be right near to this, so that could impact on you. My Capricorns, where we've got this stellium going on down the bottom on the left hand side, where you've got the 3 planets under Capricorn that I've circled here. So this stellium, as I said, is going to happen somewhere near your sun, depending on what degree your sun is, how much you will feel it, or how greatly impacted you will feel it, and will depend. But for all of us, these energies are really going to impact all of us, because we all have these signs somewhere in our chart. It's just about where and how in life. So if you are not a Sagittarius, if you are not a Gemini, and if you are not a Capricorn, it does not mean that this message or these 4 things are not for you. They are, trust me, they're for all of us, myself included. That's why I am paying close attention to what's going on in the cosmos as we end the year. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to point out the 4 things, the 4 key aspects to kind of know about this full moon, how you can use them to your advantage if you know your chart well. Even if you don't, it's just some general info for you. Join me up on Patreon. As I said, the link is below in the description box. Give the video a like if you haven't already on your way out. If this video has helped you in some way, I hope it has. Give it a like, and drop me a comment. How does this resonate for you? What do you think is going to go on in your chart? What are you letting go of? Give me some feedback. How's this resonating for you? And have a wonderful moon. I hope you close out the year well, and I will catch you in the next video. Keep well.